When is 1.18.20 coming out? Well, there are 1.18.30 betas going on right now, so 1.18.20 should come out sometime in the next month, as of this comment being commented. That was just over a month ago, and so all bets are off, and it's weird because the Java Edition equivalent, 1.18.2, came out on February the 28th of 2022, which means that you would expect this to be sometime soon, especially given that 1.18.30 betas even finished on March the 31st. However, we heard no confirmation till Corner Hard said this on his stream.
Can you officially tell me the 1.18.20 update is scrapped and merged with 1.18.30? Yeah, I kind of spilled the beans last week on live stream. 1.18.20 is not coming. However, do not despair, for everything good that you saw in the 1.18.20 betas is all rolled into the 1.18.30 update. So we're trying to put the finishing touches on that for Bedrock Edition and get that out to you soon, TM. So no 1.18.20.
Upon further looking, it does seem to be true that they cancelled this update in favor of 1.18.30, and that is likely going to be releasing somewhat soon, given that we know the betas have been finished for over a couple of weeks now. It could be as soon as next week even, a few days from this video, which would be really exciting if that's true. I would say, obviously, temper your expectations till it is out. However, the key question is, why do we care about this update that doesn't even exist now? What does 1.18.20 change? So obviously the biggest thing is 64-bit seeds. This is going to revolutionize the speedrunning game. I can say with 100% certainty that that one change alone will allow Bedrock speedrunning to surpass Java speedrunning in terms of time, so that's going to be an incredible thing to see when that happens, how that happens, what time we actually end up at once it gets into everyone's hands. But also there are a few other changes that are worth knowing, even if you're not a speedrunner, because shulker reproduction is going to be possible on the Bedrock Edition for the first time. If a shulker hits another shulker with a shulker bullet, it will make more shulkers, which you can now use to basically farm shulker boxes without having to go really far out on your end, which, it makes sense that it's a hard thing to do otherwise, but now that's a thing that happens. Also, they're going to be nerfing quite a few things, including spiders, interestingly enough to me, baby zoglins, and even more interesting than either of those, you, the player, are going to do half as much damage, because you're going to be doing 1 damage instead of 2 when you hit. Bedrock has for a really long time had this super punch that is going away. Also, there's going to be a new armor system. It's all going to be very interesting, and I guess we'll dive more into it when the official update comes out with the official update changelogs, but there are quite a few significant features in what is otherwise a bug fix update, which is really interesting. Speaking of things that are really interesting, this next comment is one I wanted to address because I got it on a video talking about the skulk, and when I said wireless redstone, I clearly upset Technomage, who said, wireless redstone? You mean like how we have wireless electricity in real life? And I mean, the first part of this is like, well, that's a bit of a weird comment. The second part of this is how, like, well, I mean, Minecraft is a fantasy game. Even if we didn't have wireless electricity in real life, that'd be fine. But third of all, did you know we do have wireless electricity in real life? I figured this could be the best time for you to learn. If not, we obviously have induction phone chargers, but also you can do the same with a car, as you can see here. And there's also technology which can deliver a medium power charge throughout an entire room so that everything in the room can just be wirelessly charged by it without damaging humans, at least supposedly. I don't think it's been wide scale tested because the idea of just blasting electricity for everyone does seem a little bit scary to most people, but I think that, yeah, wireless electricity is one of those exciting things, which sounds like it should be impossible, but I'm sure wireless internet sounded impossible before we did it. And speaking of things that are wireless, this next question comes in from, actually, me, because I said, how do you feel about this? Talking about the Warden's new sonic boom ability. The Warden has a ranged attack now that he can do when you're behind walls or pillaring up. It's his defense against all those things, and it's really powerful. And the response from FoxDragon22 was that I feel like the community will still find a way to consistently beat them, and Harry responds saying, actually, they already have. Shields block the attack, and even though it puts a delay on the shield delay ends before the Warden can sonic boom again. And this is true, the community immediately found a way to block these attacks. However, King B Dogs immediately started hinting that actually, it feels like based on recent feedback, the sonic boom should be a magic attack, just like the Guardian bullets are, but as a result, it should deal slightly less damage, so the melee attack still has a purpose. However, with this new ranged attack being magic, it would bypass shields, allowing the Warden to still decimate you even if you have full Netherite, and a shield, which is just a reminder of the endless arms race between people beating the Warden and, I guess, developers finding a solution. And again, I think there'll always be a way to beat the Warden, there'll always be a way to cheese it. The goal is just to make it so hard that most players don't want to and actually just fear him, which is interesting game design, seeing it go back and forth this way, but it is what they're doing. Speaking of what they're doing, Semi-Hypercube says this seems to be the outdated loot. The loot in the recent Java snapshots is actually almost on par with End Cities, so it'll be broken having that at the beginning of the game. And this is really interesting because it's true that about a month ago now, the Java edition changed its loot that was found in the ancient cities that is still not changed on Bedrock. So in case you've only been playing the Bedrock betas, which are also missing the secret redstone tutorial room, and a few other changes like that I'm sure they'll add in a future beta, but this is what the loot looks like on the Java edition. As you can see, there's coal bones, soul torches, your usual things, but if you look further down there's music disc, there is name tags and saddles and enchanted diamond hose, although they're damaged, diamond horse armor, enchanted diamond leggings, which are guaranteed to have a better enchantment than you, the player, can put on there by default, as well as enchanted golden apples and a music disc with other side on. There is another way to find the other side music disc, which thank God I've been putting off finding other side for so long. I'm glad that the ancient city is going to contain it. It feels like a good place for that. But otherwise, enchanted golden apples and enchanted diamond leggings with high quality enchants, and also diamond horse armor and saddles and diamond hose. It's pretty nuts when you really get down to it. Just in case you're curious like me though, why is it that the Bedrock ancient city has been left behind for so long? I mean, not only on this Warden Ooga Booga attack, not only on the fact that there is, like different, like the situations going on underneath the portal, but also in that this loot is so much worse on Bedrock than Java. It sounds as though, from Alexander Oostman, that the Sonic Boom attack, and presumably a lot of other things, will be reaching the Bedrock beta next week. We've heard that confirmed now, so next week's beta will be an exciting one, because I want to actually try that stuff out in Bedrock Survival. I try not to roleplay as a Java edition content creator too much, because obviously, you all know that there's one edition of the game I know very well, and then there's an edition of the game where the salmon are this size, and you expect me to play that just to look at, no, that'd be embarrassing. Speaking of embarrassing, this next comment comes in from Hellfire Cannon 66 TBNR Frogs. What's game mode 3 to 5 then? Obviously talking about game mode 6, which I mentioned in a video on Monday, and then it became official as of the beta that released just yesterday. And so in case you're curious about what is going on, because obviously game mode 0, 1, and 2 are survival, creative, and adventure mode, and then game mode 6 is Spectator. So what is 3 to 5? 3 is what is meant to be Spectator. I'm assuming they reserved that for that reason. Game mode 5 is the default game mode, and something I've learned since making that previous video is that game mode 4 was reserved for Minecraft on the smart glass. They were playing, do you remember that demo they did years ago that was amazing, where you could see your Minecraft world laid out on a table? It looked amazing in the demo, and obviously if you think about it, they would have had to be playing Minecraft for that world to be visible in that way, and so that would have been game mode 4 is my understanding. The idea being that that is an entirely different way to play Minecraft as a god flying through the sky and being able to just say summon lightning and making it happen. And so obviously game mode 4, also known as being a literal god over this little world, is something that they have not continued, but they obviously have the files, the code all still there. Maybe one day they'll bring it back, and that's where that's going to be. So it's reserved until that time, and so game mode 6 is probably going to be the official place that Spectator mode rests until they officially remove that, which I think is fun. Speaking of fun, you know how the comment earlier said that it was actually on par with End Cities, the loot that is found in the ancient cities? I actually noticed there's one clear exception, and I'm sure you did too. Beetroot seeds are notably missing from that table, and so End City loot is still much better than ancient city loot. What are you going to do about your beetroot seeds? But more seriously, Mike Kelly asks, "Hi Toycat, I want to know your thoughts on why I keep finding beetroot seeds in the end dimension. Why beetroot seeds?" And I figured this would be a good opportunity to go deep on the idea of Minecraft lore, because I like making Minecraft lore videos, and I think the official lore explanation could be that they're one of the few things that explain how the dimensions tie together, because they are one of those few constants between each of those three worlds, besides Enderman, Wandering Traders, etc. I think it's a really fascinating link, and there's a lot of lore implications. However, I think also, maybe this is just how I am. I feel as though I'm a bit too much of a realist to say, yeah, that's definitely why they did it. I always have to be the person who's like, well, actually, the most likely reason you find beetroots inside of the End City chests is because although beetroots have existed on the Bedrock edition, since all the other farm crops have, they were only added to the Java edition in 1.9. You might recall what was also added in 1.9? Wow, the End Cities. In fact, if you look even closer, they weren't just added in 1.9, 1.8.9, they were added in the same snapshot, and so for Java Edition players who didn't have villagers pre-generating with these beetroots, having them generate there could be kind of handy, and so all of these years later, they still happen to generate in those end city chests, and so yeah, that's the real kind of behind the scenes explanation. Which do you find more interesting, the lore explanation as to these sorts of things, or the real reason why there is probably a weird feature mixed with one like that? I don't know, speaking of mixing things like that, Sam Harkness asks, why wouldn't hiring more workers be the better option? This is in response to the fact that, yeah, features are being delayed and pushed back, and obviously there are all sorts of like cutbacks and things that aren't optimal if you're a Minecraft player, so why don't they just hire more workers to solve all of these issues? And the easy answer is to say, well, I mean, just having more people doesn't solve a problem. Minecraft, it's a game where you not only need to know this weird language of Java, but as well as how C++ work and the differences between those so you can add features to both, but it's also a game where you're going to need to be smart about what you choose to add. All sorts of features that seem like a good idea, added in just the wrong way, don't really work. Think about the Elytra without having the fireworks, or think about the way Spectator works in Bedrock right now. It's clearly there, you can fly through blocks, but it just feels wrong. It doesn't have that correct kind of feel to it. I think that in the same way, you could have as many people as you want working on Minecraft, but because of the fact that everyone's code is going to conflict with each other's, you actually would rather have a smaller team of very, very skilled professionals working there. Is that what they have right now? I certainly hope so. We did see a couple of developers, Allrath and King Big Dogs, getting promoted to mid-level developer, so they're clearly doing good jobs on hiring and retaining good talent, but I think that is probably a bigger challenge than it sounds like, or they're being cheap and a problem that could have been solved in months is taking them years to solve since, the acquisition and the whole Bedrock thing, because, easily by now we could have full parity if people put their mind to it. It's been years and years and years since they announced that. However, it's not something they make money from, whereas, something like emotes, they can just do from announcement to release is just a few months because, yeah, they're going to make money from this, so of course they'll release that. Or all of the back-end marketplace changes, every update that releases, there is a huge amount of work that goes on into the marketplace because it's something that is a direct revenue spinner, whereas updates are just this fun thing that keep the game going. I think that they should actually have a more positive view of that and say that actually no, the more people that are excited to play Minecraft, the more people can check out all these other weird things, whether that's marketplace or realms or buying emotes or buying things on servers where Microsoft gets a cut. Wouldn't it make sense for them to get people excited about Minecraft rather than just having this kind of direct cynical view? But again, I don't have the business degree or the C-suite experience to say that that is the smart move, because you know what, I think I make Minecraft videos, and so the business decisions behind it are obviously all going to be so far removed that how can you really say that you know better besides saying that actually, well, as people who play the game, we can clearly see where better hard work could go. Speaking of hard work, by the way, Subnews83, this comment is one that immediately raises my spam mind in my head, like, oh no, is this a real comment or is it not? But they say, can we all appreciate the hard work he puts in his videos? I don't think we should. The videos now definitely take a lot more effort than they used to, but a lot of that is thanks to the help of my new editors, Samuel and Harrison. Harrison's editing this video. Give your thanks to him. Give your appreciation to Harrison for helping make this channel what it is. I would appreciate that more than you appreciate my hard work. In case you hate editing though, you might appreciate the Big Flex asks, when's the next Flat World stream? And you're probably watching Flat World right now. Let's be honest, that's been like 90% of my Minecraft time recently. I've been loving the Flat World survival. It's been such a challenge, but we're finally getting to a really good place. I was trying to stream it slightly less while we work on the 100-day video to kind of summarize for people who missed an episode or two, especially at the beginning. But I think, yeah, let's just go full steam ahead, and then the 100-day can be the summary of how we got from 0 to villager, and so that will be coming sometime early next week. I'm excited, but I want to stream this a ton. I will be streaming today and probably tomorrow, or tomorrow we could say, and I'm really excited because I want to start on, oh my gosh, my phone scared me so much. You know, let's just finish even though my phone is ringing. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I want to finish, and I want to start on a mega project, and I'm going to be doing that soon. So I'm going to answer my phone now. Goodbye.